3.6 second mean, second one. Correct again. Okay, so 2 women and 5 men, 2 women and 5 men together, 2 women and 5 men together finish it in how many days? 4 days. Okay, this is the case 1. So what is the case 2? 3 women and 6 men together finish the same work. Okay, finish the same work in 3 days. Fine. So this is the given data. This is a given data. But what we need to find? Okay, we need to find time taken by one woman alone. Okay, time taken by one woman alone. Okay, how many days? Okay, if one woman work on the same work, if one woman work on this embroidery work, so how many days she will take? That we need to find. And also time taken by one man alone. Okay, if a man works on this embroidery work alone, then how many days he will take? Fine. So this is the given question, right? So we know that whenever we solve this pair of linear equations, what we take, whatever the data we need to find, we take that as a x and y values. Okay, so here what I will do, I will take time taken by one woman alone as x days, and then time taken by one man alone as y days. Okay, time taken by one woman alone x days, and then time taken by one man alone will be y days. Okay, so see here, this one is important. Next step is important. One woman 1 day work. Okay, we need to find this. One woman 1 day work will be a reciprocal of the number of days. Okay, so she said she takes x days, so here 1 day work will be 1 by x. This is important. This one is important. Similarly, one man 1 day work will be 1 by y. One woman 1 day work is 1 by x, and then one man 1 day work is 1 by y. Okay, so let's take the case 1. So what is the case 1? This is my case 1. This is my case 2. So in case 1, how many women are working on? In case 1, how many women? 2 women are working. So I can write this one as 2. Otherwise I will take one more slide. Next slide पे करते हैं. See, case 1 पे क्या था? 2 women and 5 men. Okay, we know that if 2 women 1 by x, because this is the 1 woman 1 day work. So 2 women 2 into 1 by x plus 5 men 5 into 1 by y. So how many days they both take? They take 4 days. That is 1 by 4. If I simplify this one, क्या मिलेगा? 2 by x plus 5 by y is equal to 1 by 4. So this is the first equation. Similarly, this is for case 1. This is for case 1. What about case 2? Case 2 के लिए क्या होगा? 3 women, that is 3 into 1 by x, 3 into 1 by x plus what? 6 into 1 by y is equal to 1 by 3. So here it is 3 by x plus 6 by y is equal to 1 by 3. Okay, so these are the two equations. Now I need to reduce these to simpler form. Okay, इनको simpler form पे कैसे reduce करते हैं? Let's take 1 by x as capital X, 1 by y as capital Y. Okay, so what I will get? I will get 2x plus 5y is equal to what? 1 by 4, and then here it is 3x plus 6y is equal to 1 by 3. So how to remove this fraction here? Okay, if I keep as it is and then solve, still we get an answer. Okay, if I keep this as it is and solve, still I get an answer. Otherwise you can just multiply the whole equation by 4 here and then whole equation by 3 here, right? So if I multiply the whole equation by 4, what I will get? 8x 20y is equal to 4, sorry, is equal to what? 4 and 4 will cancel out, so I will be left with 1 here, and then here 9x plus 18y is equal to 1. Okay, so these are the two new equations. Now solve these two equations and then find out the value for capital X and capital Y. You know, right, how to solve these two equations? Simple hai. Ruhi travels 300 km to her partially by train and partially by bus. So there are 2 points, that is point A and point B. Point A and point B. So the total distance is 300 kilometers. The problem is important. The total distance is 300 kilometer. And then Ruhi travels 300 kilometer to her home partially by train and then by bus. Okay. She takes 4 hours if she travels 60 km by train and remaining by bus. If she travels 100 km by train and the remaining by bus, she takes 10 minutes longer. Find the speed of the train and the bus separately. Again, here we have two cases. Okay, there are two cases, and then if I solve these two cases, I will get two equations. Then you can solve the linear equations and you will get the variables. So what is the variable? यहाँ क्या find क्या करना है? Find the speed of the train and the bus separately. For example, the journey Ruhi needs to take is from A to B. Okay, for that he will take train. Okay, so for some distance he will travel by train, and then remaining distance she will travel by bus. Okay, in first case, in case 1, she takes 4 hours for the whole journey. She takes time 4 hours for the whole journey if she travels 60 km by train. Okay, if she travels 60 km, first 60 km by train, and the remaining, if she travels 60 km by train, then the remaining will be 240 kilometers. The remaining will be 240 kilometers. Okay, by bus. If she travels, okay, there is one more case, case 2. So what is the case 2? Again same A and B. The distance will be same, 300 kilometers. Again she will take train for the first half, not first half, for a certain distance, and then for remaining distance she will take bus. And in this case she travels 100 km. Okay, she travels first 100 km by train and then remaining 200 km by bus. Okay, total 300 kilometers, first 100 km by train and then remaining 200 km by bus. So क्या होगा? She takes 10 minutes longer. Okay, if she travels 100 km by train and then 200 km bus, okay, what will happen? Time is changing, right? She takes 10 minutes longer. मतलब time क्या हुआ? Time is equal to 4 hours 10 minutes. Okay, so what is 4 hours 10 minutes? 4 plus 10 by 60. If I convert this into hours, 4 plus 10 by 60, 25 by 6 hours. Correct है क्या? Am I right? 25 by 6 hours. That is the total time taken by Ruhi to travel A to B when she travels 100 km by train and then 200 km by bus. Okay, so these are the two given cases. So how can I make a equations from these two? How can I make a equation from these two cases? Okay, so the formula we need to use here is speed is equal to distance by time. Okay, if you know this one, okay, we can solve this one easily. But how can I use this formula? How can I use this formula for the solution? So for that, let's take some variables. What are the variables here? What we need to find here? Find the speed of the train. Okay, speed of the train find करना है. So let speed of train be x kilometer per hour, x kilometer per hour, and let the speed of bus be y kilometer per hour. Okay, x kilometer per hour and then y kilometer per hour. Fine. So let's make our equations. So from the first case, so the total distance is 300 kilometers, and then the distance she travels by bus by train is 60 kilometers, and then 240 kilometers. Okay, total time. Okay, so let's make an equation by total time is equal to time taken by traveling in train plus time taken by traveling in bus. Okay, so we know the total time, that is 4 hours in the first case. This is for the first case. And then what is the time taken by Ruhi while traveling in train? So can I use this formula? T can be written as d by s, that is the distance divided by speed. And then we know the distance covered by train is 60 kilometers. The distance covered by train is 60 kilometers. What about the speed? Speed of the train is x kilometers. And then here it is 240 by y. See here, I got an equation. You can solve this one, right? Similarly, form or frame one more equation for the second case. Here the total time taken is 25 by 6 is equal to 100 by x, that is the distance covered by train, plus 200 by y. Okay, so this is the second equation. So if you solve these two equations, then you will get a x and y value. Okay, that is the speed of train and then speed of bus. Okay, you can simplify this one. Okay, how to simplify this equation? First equation, divide whole equation by 4. Then what you will get? You will get 1 is equal to this one. 1 is equal to 15 by x plus 60 by y. Am I correct? 1 is equal to 50 by x, 60 by y. So this is the first equation. We can simplify this one also. How can I simplify this one? Divide whole equation by 25. So if I divide whole equation by 25, what I will get? 1 by 6. Wait. Let me write that equation here. Okay, I will write that equation here. That is 1 by 6 is equal to 4 by x, that is 125 by 400 by 25, and then 8 by x, that is 200 by 25. Sorry, this is y. Okay, so this is my second equation. So we know that we can solve this one, right? Equations reducible to simpler form. We can reduce these two equations to simpler form and then solve. Fine.